Hi everyone! Welcome back to our Makeupless Monday.
We're his own. We're a band and a women's ministry out of
Nashville, Tennessee. And today we have a really special guest with us, Miss Theresa Peterson over here.
God, she's not Makeupless with this.
I know. We're so proud of her.
She's lovely.
I know.
So she and I got to be friends. We had some mutual friends. And we got to be Facebook friends first, which is really funny.
Yes.
And then we got to be real life friends.
Now they're real life friends.
And she came to Nashville to do some recording and reached out to us. And the first time we hung out with her and met her, very quickly we were like, we need her on a Makeupless Monday.
Absolutely.
She is an amazing Catholic Christian artist, singer, songwriter, recording artist out of Philadelphia, and she's here in Nashville working on some new music, and we're so excited to have her with us today. Really.
So happy to be here, you
guys.
Thank you.
And today we're talking about the trap of time.
Yeah, there's a real sense of attack in the element of time because
so many different ways.
Yeah, because God doesn't live in time.
Yeah.
And so it's a major attack on us because we live in this earthly sense of time. But there's so many elements that we were attacked in this, and I think, partially for me and a lot of other women too, who just feel like, well, we're not in our vocation. We're not settled in our vocation that we thought we were supposed to be in at this point. If you're single or and hoping to be married or wishing that you would have been married a long time ago.
Or
whatever
it is. Religious, if you want to be like in a certain order. I mean, it can be so many different things.
Yeah, it can be a lot of different things. But there is definitely a sense of, like for me, like I'm supposed to be at a certain point in my life, at a certain age, and it's not happening. And so I immediately start to go down this like doubting phase. I'm doubting the Lord that He is working in my life. But I know it just doesn't happen in like relationships or just singlehood.
I think that many times also, like Christine said, when we question time and we feel like God isn't doing things in our time, we start to really lose trust in God. And we start to feel like God has done something wrong, or we've done something wrong, or life hasn't gone the way it's supposed to have gone. And yet that's such a lie of the enemy, because God has either willed, our lives, everything that's happening in our lives, or He's allowed it for a greater good. And so we're right where we need to be. We're right where we need to be. But this is something that I think we've all struggled with. So how has this been a struggle in your life, or how have you overcome it? Or?
I feel like I've been struggling with this my whole adult life. I remember even adjusting my adult plans, like, right, in my early 20s. And I thought that being 22, I would be too old. And how much that I had no idea what I was doing at that age, let alone, right? Everything else. And you don't even know what you really want. But recognizing, too, of, like, this lie that the culture really just says that we lose value over time, and that for women we only have a certain window of where we are of value. I even find too, like, how beautiful it is with the vulnerability of just doing a Makeupless Monday. How freeing that is, because I was like, oh, like, this is for real. Hi, internet world, right? You're like, this is what I really look like. Makeupless. But any of that.
Doing this for years on, you're going to see how time affects all of us.
I really got my spirit. No, but how the gift of, like, who God is, and how He is a good Father, and recognizing that, like, I know for me, just with my career, or just not, like, I question God, like, why didn't this happen 10 years ago, when the world says this is the best time, this is my prime. And the Lord's like, I remember also Him saying to my heart too, of like, how dare you say that you're too old, or you're too, like, how we never complain about really ripe fruit. Like, if we have, like, the most amazing orange ever, right? We never are like, oh, I can't believe this, right? Like, for us too, like, God was, like, kind of chiding me too, of, like, don't say that, like, my timing's perfect in your life, of when things will happen.
And it's a mystery.
It is a mystery.
It's such a mystery. We see that over and over again in Scripture, right? Like, I mean, the Lord constantly, all of His people are either, like, too young or too old, way too young, way too old. I mean, Mary's, like, the best of mothers, like, a teenager, like, Abraham and Sarah, like, elderly, and, like, that. But God's like, it's all good, people. It's
I
all
wonder if
good.
he also really likes that. He's like, oh, this one's gonna be good. Just wait for this one, guys, right? Like and even with like for more of a personal story, like my husband and I, like we've been struggling with infertility, and that's really challenging too because, but recognizing too that it's not the gift, but the giver that satisfies our hearts. And so like as we walk through this journey and this really really crazy like cross of what that looks like, recognizing that God's call on my life, on my husband's life, as we're walking it out together, even though it looks differently than what we thought, like we're able to like walk out in faith and trust that God knows what He's doing. And so if we're just doing the work, it's building the wall in front of us, right? Building the wall in front of us.
And what strength that gives to us, I mean, to other people, because in whatever aspect of life we're in, wherever we are in our life, I feel like we're all waiting for something.
Yes, exactly.
So how beautiful it is, and thank you for sharing that, because we
Yeah,
are
thank
all waiting for something,
And we know
time
that
is nothing.
Yeah, and we know that, it's not something just women struggle with as far as time goes. We've had different men in our lives say, gosh, like, I thought I should be at a different point in my life at this point, or that this would have happened, or that would happen. And I think it's something just as human beings, we struggle because we had this strict idea of life should look like this at this point, and when it doesn't, we're like, what the heck? But it seems like, really like God knows what He's doing, and He's good, and He's bringing something really beautiful out of the fruit of our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you for sharing so vulnerably.
Oh,
And you guys can find her music and
look
just
her up.
her goodness on
Her goodness.
on website, which is
TheresaPetersonMusic.com,
and on social media.
so Facebook at Theresa Peterson Music, and then Twitter and Instagram at T Peterson. Tea like the drink.
Oh, I love that.
T-A.
Tea every
Yes.
morning.
And we will link her stuff so you guys can see her website and everything else. So we'll link so you guys can get a hold of her. And
Come and find us
Yes,
on
come find us.
Facebook and Instagram at
Find
Be
it all.
His Own, and Twitter at Be His Own Music.
Yes.
Thanks for joining
Thanks
us,
so much.
y'all.
Have a great
God
week, guys.
bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
Before you now, I come before you now, free